Well, class, welcome back for today's lesson. We are going to be talking about parts of similar triangles. Now, here today we're going to be focusing in on our altitudes, our angle bisectors, and medians. But for any similar triangle, when we're dealing with parts of similar triangles, you need to remember and always understand that you need to always match corresponding parts. Okay? So we're talking about matching corresponding parts. Now, if we are talking about corresponding parts, let's be more specific. If two triangles are similar, then the following corresponding parts are all proportional to the corresponding sides. Now, notice what it says here, corresponding parts. So we've already discussed that. If you always match your corresponding parts to a corresponding side, then you will have an equivalent proportion or equivalent ratios. So let's look at the first one. Let's look at the altitudes. So with the altitudes, if two triangles are similar, then the altitudes are proportional to corresponding sides. So in our particular drawing, we have a triangle ABC and triangle EFG, but we have the altitude BD and the altitude of FH. Now, what does that tell us? That tells us that BD to FH would be equal to any other corresponding side, such as like AB to EF. Now, we could have replaced AB over EF with BC over FC, or FG, sorry, or we could have said AD or AC and EG. The main thing is to match corresponding parts, and like I always enjoy doing is making sure that the same triangle parts are across. So let's look at the angle bisectors. Well, the angle bisector is QS and UW, and they would correspond or be proportional to say QP and UT. QP and UT. And lastly, the medians. We have median HJ and LN. And they're going to be proportional to, let's say, GH and KL. So when we're matching corresponding parts, that is the key. When we're trying to solve for the missing values, we want to match the corresponding parts. So let's see if we can't solve a few of these. Given the similar triangles, solve for x. Given the similar triangles, we want to solve for x. Now, of course, as we've already discussed multiple times, the similarity statement is our guide. That is what we match. That is what we always set up and make equal to. So here is one. Let me change that to a highlighter. We have that segment of SW and this segment here of DF. We have the two medians, so we're going to match those. So let's say SW would be X, DF is 15, and we're going to match that to corresponding parts. Notice that ST corresponds to DE, ST is 16, DE is 20, and solve. So we have 20x is equal to 15 times 16. So we have 20x is equal to 240, or x would equal 12. Number 2, we have the two altitudes, HJ, LN. So we're going to say 10 to 8 would equal HILK x to 14. By cross products, 8x equals 10 times 14, where 8x is equal to 140. Thus, x equals 17.5. So, what is the key here? The key is to make sure when we're setting our proportions up that we take the corresponding parts and match them accordingly. So what I'd like for you to do is pause this video and then work number 3 and 4 on your own. After you have worked them out, come back and take a look at seeing what we have and check your work. Well, I hope you've paused the video and you've now worked them out, and we can now look at these and see if you did indeed get them correct. So let's look at number 3 first and foremost. Number 3, x should be equal to 28.5. 28.5. So what do we have? Well, we have the angle bisector of CD, which is 32, and FH, which is 24. That would be equal to the sides of 38x. Proportion of 32x equals 24 times 38 is 912. So x equals 28.5. And if you've not already done so, pause the video and check out number 4. So here is number 4. Number 4, x is equal to about 33.6. And we're going to see where we're coming up with that. So we have the altitude. Even though it's outside, it's still the altitude. Here, the altitude here is 15. They are going to correspond to the different values of x and 42. So 15x would equal 12 times 42. So 15x does indeed equal 504. I believe that is correct. And if we divide both sides by 15, x does indeed equal 33.6. So I hope this video helped us out with dealing with solving parts of similar triangles. Hopefully you've taken the appropriate notes and we can add to our knowledge. That's it for today. Make sure that you work your homework problems, and I will talk with you next time.